Yeah, I always have them use sleep hygiene, and there's some really key strategies that if people can implement, have no side effects and are really easy to explain to people. And for a sleep maintenance problem, the thing that people need to be aware of is that they must not look at the clock in the middle of the night. Because as soon as they look at the clock in the middle of the night, they're awake, more alert, more aroused, more annoyed, more frustrated. And so if they turn over their clocks. The second thing is if they're awake in the middle of the night and they can't easily fall back to sleep, whatever the reason is they woke up, then they should get out of bed and break the association of the frustration of not being able to go back to sleep. Do something light reading, low lights, no screens, brief period, a few minutes, and then get back into bed. So that is my number one go-to. Of course, if somebody has severe hot flashes and they're very, very hot and uncomfortable, you're not treating that. You're just helping them get back to sleep more easily. But if the hot flashes themselves and the waking up from the hot flashes are very bothersome, the treatments that are really important for people to know about are estrogen-based hormone therapy, which in midlife women can include oral contraceptive pills, which we use, or preparations, patches, and so forth, which we use to treat perimenopausal women, or menopause dose estrogen with progesterone for endometrial protection. And so for women who are not able to take the estrogen therapy or don't want the estrogen therapy, the serotonin-based treatments are hugely effective, and they're all good and effective options to use. Well, I'm not sure it has something specific to do with menopause per se or midlife, but I think the issue is that it's a problem for everybody, because that kind of exposure to that kind of light late in the evening can really make it harder for people to fall asleep, no matter what age or sex, and that's been shown to be a major factor. The issue is that for midlife women and menopausal women, that they already may have some underlying susceptibility to poor sleep, either because of hot flashes or because of the hormone changes or other factors. And so now it's like they're vulnerable to not sleeping well, and then you add in this light exposure, and so that might derail their sleep. So anybody with a sensitive to disruptions in sleep should really be very careful not to use e-readers and other electronics late in the evening, for sure. The medical community and the women's community has done a good job of explaining to people what this is, to the extent that it is a common symptom. Nobody's going crazy. There's nothing wrong with them. This is a brain's response to the hormone changes. We don't fully understand what's causing them. There's some really interesting research now looking at brain input to the hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis upper regulation that might advance our understanding of why estrogen changes lead to these temperature thermoregulatory responses. So I think what's been good is that people know that it is a biological brain phenomenon. A long time ago, people really didn't know what it was. Sometimes people don't know what it is when it starts. They ask everybody around them, are you hot? Are you hot? And I think that's something that the more communication, the more education, the better. One of the things that does happen is that a lot of people in their homes, they start with temperature wars with spouses and bed partners, and I think that's a reality for a lot of people, because it's not just you in your home. For most people, can't control the temperature environment entirely for themselves. So I think education and support and trying to help people that this is why the sleep part is so important, because obviously during the day it's disruptive to have hot flashes and to be episodically very hot, and for women who are in various professions or various work environments, very uncomfortable. And but in the evening and overnight, there are a lot of other factors, and this is every day for potentially a long period of time.